used to call me on my cell phone.
Phobias. Phobias are common throughout society, and most people have the common phobias, such as arachnophobia, claustrophobia, acrophobia, yada yada, but some people have specific phobias. One of these is Lachanophobia, the extreme fear of vegetables, and the topic for the school project. People with this disorder tend to avoid vegetable aisles at grocery stores or avoid any physical contact with them in general. Factors that contribute to this mental illness forming is usually a traumatic experience as a child, such as choking on a carrot or some peas shooting a rocket at you. Maybe not that, but an event as scary as that will give people the phobia. Now, what are ways to prevent or suppress this disorder? One of the best ways to contain this is going to therapy, whether that be talking therapy, psychotherapy, or cognitive behavior therapy. Some may work for you while others don't. You have to find the right one. Alright, how does image 1 make you feel? Okay, how can you identify someone who has this illness? While it's difficult to recognize someone with a specific phobia, put a vegetable in front of them. If they're confused as to why you whipped out a vegetable, they're good. If they screamed, they have Lachanophobia. Easy peasy. Sweating, trembling, crying, or running away from the vegetable are also very clear indicators of Lachanophobia. The most common treatment for this is exposure therapy. Exposure therapy is a use of gradual exposure to the thing you fear until you don't fear it when you see it anymore. So a gradual exposure to vegetables will desensitize the person. Oh, look at that. They're hugging. Another thing about Lachanophobia is when it's caused. Rather than it being hereditary or due to genetics, it is caused by experience. The illness is something that is obtained throughout life. How you can help a friend with Lachanophobia is to actually take them seriously. If you laugh it off, they likely won't open up to you and feel like you will never take them seriously. Encourage them to face their fears. For them, you may be all the support they have, so it's really uplifting for them to think that you think they can be cured. But be careful not to put too much pressure on them. They'll start to feel like they don't amount to anything if they don't live up to the hype you create. You also have to make sure that they don't rely on you for everything, because if you're busy doing something else or aren't around, they'll have no one else to help them through this fear, making them feel alone and think no one else can help them. Honestly, this can be applied to almost any specific phobia. You just have to adjust to whichever phobia. Unfortunately, not much research is available for Lachanophobia, so the statistics I'm going to list are from research done on the broad category of specific phobias, which includes Lachanophobia. Number 1. Women are more likely to be affected by phobias than men. Number 2. 12.5% of US adults experience a specific phobia. Number 3. The most common age for specific phobias is 10. Number 4. The success rate for the treatment of specific phobias is 75%. Number 5. Specific phobias are more commonly found in younger people than older people. With everything to do with the mind, there's always gotta be a myth, so I believe I should clear up some of these myths because I have to. Haha. Phobias are exaggerated fears. While the fear may seem excessive or irrational, the excessive fear is a symptom of what is recognized as a mental condition, which impacts the individual's life. Phobias cannot be cured. It may be difficult and time-consuming, but it is possible with evidence-backed therapies. Phobias only affect a certain group of people. Simply not true. Phobias can affect anyone, no matter race, gender, social, or economic status, because the disorder develops from an experience. Anxiety is the only effect of phobias. While a person's anxiety can come from the phobia can cause physical symptoms such as trembling, sweating, rapid heartbeat, even leading to panic attacks. Avoiding the item that causes the fear is the best way to manage the phobia. Avoiding it causes temporary relief, but makes it difficult to overcome in the long run, so it's best that the individual gets it sorted out as soon as possible. Some specific resources to help deal with Lachanophobia is going to your local therapist, going to local support groups of people going through the same thing, visiting the National Alliance of Mental Illness website, and reading books that the individual can relate to. Maybe a character in the book figures out a way to deal or cope with their fear or conflict. Other facts to note is that Lachanophobia can be divided into subtypes based off the fear of specific vegetables. For example, the fear of mushrooms is Lachanophobia mycosis. Another thing is that people with Lachanophobia are in risk of being malnourished or lacking necessary vitamins they need from vegetables. This is all the information for Lachanophobia. I hope this was informative, entertaining, and I hope you learned something new today. See ya!